please.
Yeah, I'm oso chistoso. Means funny bear in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the point?
because there is a problem with retribution and corruption in Shasta County, and so unfortunately, sometimes we have to use pseudonyms. But first and foremost, I would like to give recognition to Pete Peters. Um,
Yeah, me.
right, and Kelly, I've spoke with you many times. I haven't called in since Mr. Peters passed. And I think it would be a wonderful idea to call the show Pete Peters, um, in homage to him and still keep the title of the show. But because didn't he create the show, Kelly?
He did. He did. Him and Greg Mann, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe like, I don't know, Peters and Mann's great freedom in action because, you know, we should never forget the people who did these things, right?
No, you're absolutely right. He created it and made it what it was. And then when I took over, it was up and running in good shape. So I think it was all the way back to 2010. Could be right. It was during Obama's first the Bostonian Tea Party. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. The Bostonian Tea Party.
Yeah, because I moved to Shasta about 15 years ago, and all I had was a radio, and the show was very important to me. And, like most people, you become a listener. Slowly, you feel more comfortable and acquainted with the hosts and the subject matter, and you feel you want to speak out. But I do believe that me speaking out on this radio show led directly to retribution because, he who speaks out stands out. And so many people are sheeple now and not willing to speak up. So I heard the caller call from the jail, and I wanted to follow that up. We're all innocent until proven guilty. And I never thought that I would ever be accused of anything. I certainly never thought in my entire life that I would ever plead out to something I never did. And I consider myself a pretty tough, strong willed individual that's been through a lot, physically, mentally. But Shasta, so called law enforcement, specifically Stephanie Bridgett and the sheriffs, broke me. A good person, no drugs, no alcohol, dog rescuer, homeowner, helped every neighbor. Good person, no record.
If Richard or some of the other folks that were uh, contemplating that recall call in, we could get some info out there where you can maybe get a hold of them.
Well, I was part of the Jenkins campaign. And I had given up on politics and civic action, civic duty because of Shasta. And I've made a lot of changes in the different areas that I've lived. Even as a child in elementary school, I made changes as the president in the school and policy that stand today. So we're talking about 50 years ago. So, but Shasta is corrupt. And so she did steal the election. You want to talk about stolen elections? It was so obvious, you guys. Every single, in person voting precinct posts the outcome. Now, the ones that you mail in, they can hide. They have control over those. We don't know. And that's where the problem lies. But no one, it's impossible that people voted 5-1 for Eric Jensen versus Stephanie Bridgett. Not 5%, 500%. I went around, and so did others, and literally gathered them so we would have the physical receipts, the physical copies that were posted in front of the in person voting precincts all over. And it was crazy. She won like 2 precincts, and even places where the local employees, the civic employees were, like a firehouse or somewhere like that would become a voting precinct. Even those places that you think she would have gotten support, she still lost.